Ronaldo Nazario, in his prime, was the best footballer on the planet. He was so good that before he turned 21, two top clubs in Europe, Barcelona and Inter Milan, each broke the world record transfer fee to sign him. That is, before his 21st birthday, Ronaldo Nazario had already been signed by Barcelona for a world record transfer fee of 19.5 million euros, and then signed by Inter Milan from Barcelona for another world record transfer fee of 27 million euros. He was only the second ever player to break this world record transfer fee twice after Diego Maradona. So I just knew that we had to discuss just how good was Ronaldo Nazario. And quickly before we get into that, make sure to smash the like button and also consider subscribing, which would be very much appreciated, but of course that's totally up to you, so no pressure. Anyways, let's get into it. Ronaldo was not only a teenage sensation, he was a phenomenon. At just 17 years of age, he had already been named in Brazil's 1994 World Cup winning squad. That made him one of the youngest ever players to win a World Cup. After that tournament, he moved to Europe for the first time, joining a Dutch club, PSV Eindhoven, and he really showed everyone what he's got. Everybody was so amazed at how a teenage boy from Rio dribbled the ball and scored with such confidence. Rudi Völler, a German World Cup winner, after Ronaldo scored a hat-trick against his Leverkusen side in the UEFA Cup, said that he had never seen an 18-year-old play that way in his life before. He was not only dazzling, he was very proficient. In his first 2 years at PSV, he scored 54 goals in a total of 58 games. That was nearly a goal in every game. He then made that big money move to Barcelona, where he only spent 1 season, but absolutely ruled in every competition in his time there. He inspired the Spanish Giants to win the UEFA Cup, Winners' Cup, and even scored in the final of the competition. In that season, he won both the La Liga Golden Boot and European Golden Shoe awards, scoring 34 goals in 37 games. Again, almost a goal in every game, just like he did in PSV. Until the Messi-Cristiano era, no player in La Liga was able to match Ronaldo's season stats. As a matter of fact, up until 2009, no player was able to score more than 30 goals in a single La Liga season. It is hard to think of any player who spent only 1 season at a top club and had such an impact as Ronaldo had at Barcelona. Veteran coach Jose Mourinho was working with the Barcelona technical crew that season, said that Ronaldo was the greatest ever football player he had ever watched with his eyes. And years later, in 2014, in his second spell as Chelsea manager, Jose named Ronaldo Nazario the greatest player post-Maradona. Huge claim from a coach who has worked with some of the best players in the world, including Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's goal against SD Compostela was perhaps his most memorable one in a Barcelona shirt. The goal was so good that Nike used it in an ad, and guess what the ad said? Imagine you asked God to be the best player in the world, and he listened to you. Yes, that was how good he was. To cap a great year for the young Ronaldo, he won the 1996 FIFA World Player of the Year award. With that, he became the youngest ever player to have won the award. He was just 20. No need to go and search, Messi was 22 when he won his first. The highest Messi climbed at age 20 was second. Although Barcelona did not want him to leave, neither did Ronaldo himself want to leave, he just had to. There was an agreement in principle between the player and the club to extend the Brazilian's contract to 10 years, but some complications arose and he just had to leave so abruptly. Inter Milan, who were interested in him the year before, were not going to lose him a second time. They paid his buyout clause, breaking the world record transfer fee which Barcelona just broke the previous season by signing the same man. At Inter Milan, Ronaldo further improved his game. He started playing penalties, free kicks, and even giving more assists. He became a complete striker there. And in his first year at Inter Milan, the Brazilian phenomenon was named the FIFA World Player of the Year again. With that, he became the first ever player to win the award in 2 consecutive years. He also won the Serie A Footballer of the Year as well as the Ballon d'Or that season. That summer, Ronaldo went into the World Cup as one of the players to look out for. He was the best player in the world at the time, and everyone expected him to put up a show. Because of his presence in the Brazilian team, among other things, they were favorites to win the tournament for the second time in a row. And Ronaldo did not disappoint. He scored 4 goals and assisted 3 to lead his team to a World Cup final for the second consecutive tournament. But on the day when Brazil was to face France in the final in Paris, he had an epileptic seizure. He was initially taken out of the squad as a result of this, but was later put back in the final minutes before the game because he insisted he was fine. But he wasn't really fine. Zagallo, Brazil's head coach at the time, said that throughout the first half he was debating on whether to take him off or leave him on, but he feared the heavy criticisms he would have received from Brazilians if he took him off, so he decided not to. Brazil ended up losing the game 3-0, and many said that the Brazilian team was heavily affected by Ronaldo's condition during the game. But in spite of the poor showing at the final, he was still given the Golden Ball Award as the best player of the 1998 World Cup tournament. That year, he finished second to Zinedine Zidane for the FIFA World Player of the Year award, and the whole world just felt that if Ronaldo did not have that seizure, he may just have won that final, and then won the FIFA World Player of the Year award for what would have been a record-breaking third time. Well, it didn't happen that year, but it was destiny. It took him 4 more years, but he did it. In 2002, Ronaldo Nazario led his national team to a record-breaking 5th FIFA World Cup success. But this time, he did it in a very dramatic fashion. Ronaldo had suffered a very damaging injury to his knee in April of 2000, which sidelined him for a very long time. As a result of this, he was not involved in any of Brazil's qualifying games, and the national team suffered without him. But they were still able to qualify for the World Cup. Luckily for them, Ronaldo was fit enough for the tournament itself. He had such an amazing tournament, scoring against every team Brazil faced but England. He won the Golden Boot Award with 8 goals in the tournament. With his 2 goals in the final against Germany, he equaled Pele's record for the most goals scored in FIFA World Cup tournaments, a record which he later broke in 2006. It was such an amazing tournament for Brazil and made for such a beautiful story for Ronaldo Nazario. First, it felt like redemption for what happened in the 1998 World Cup final, and also coming out from what looked like a career-ending injury to win the World Cup for his team, as the tournament's top scorer was what was needed for many to confirm him as the greatest footballer ever. After such a phenomenal outing, Ronaldo was named FIFA World Player of the Year for a record 3rd time. He dedicated his award to the medical team which helped him recover from his knee injury in preparation for the World Cup. And after the World Cup, Ronaldo made a move to Real Madrid, and within the first day of this signing, jersey sales in Madrid hit a record, showing how much everyone loved and valued him. He went on to lead Madrid to win the La Liga title, Intercontinental Cup, and Spanish Super Cup. It was no doubt that he was incredible. However, in 2004 was when things gradually started to decline. On top of all of his injuries to his knee, Ronaldo started to gain some weight. At first, no one really paid any attention to this since he was still scoring, but by the 2006-2007 season, his stats significantly declined. He only had 15 appearances that season and scored only 4 goals. And at this point, it was sadly the end of his time in Madrid since he just wasn't able to perform like he used to. And so he departed to AC Milan. And there was when his weight gain became much more noticeable, and he was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which is when it is much easier for your body to gain weight and harder to lose it, as the condition slows down a person's metabolism. So after playing for a year for AC Milan, he left to play for a Brazilian club, Corinthians. And if you were to see him in 2009, he was just a completely different footballer as his weight gain became even worse. And in 2011, Ronaldo Nazario retired from the beautiful game. And despite having numerous lows, he ended his career with numerous team achievements and individual awards, and currently sits in many Hall of Fames, including Inter Milan's and Real Madrid's. He was also featured as the first choice striker in the Ballon d'Or Dream Team, which was released in 2020. So surely by now you know that Ronaldo Nazario was quite good. And in my opinion, he was one of the greatest center forwards to have ever graced the sport, and definitely one of the greatest players of all time by every metric. He for sure had a ton of lows, but overall was a very complete footballer. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed the story of Ronaldo Nazario, and I would love to see your thoughts on him in the comments down below. And also it would be very much appreciated if you smash that like button, and also feel free to subscribe. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and of course thanks for all of the support, and I'll see you in the next one.